Praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, of salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. So this is going to be a quick lesson in the spirit. Just wanted to, I know in my last lesson I mentioned like pre-qualification. And if you want to listen to that little snippet in that lesson, you can. But I just wanted to kind of reiterate the fact that currently right now we're going through our pre-qualification stages. So I have a simple Google definition of the word qualified, and I might go ahead and get it in the etymology too real quick. All right, we'll start with this one. The word qualify in the simple Google definition, it says be entitled to a particular benefit or privilege by fulfilling a necessary condition. Become officially recognized as a practitioner of a particular profession or activity by satisfying the relevant conditions or requirements, typically by undertaking a course or a study of study and passing examinations. Definition 2 is even a better definition. So let's deal with the simple definition at hand. Qualify, be entitled to a particular benefit. And there are particular benefits in the spirit, and particular benefits if you finish this course that you are actively participating in at the moment. Okay. Qualify means to become officially recognized as a practitioner of a particular profession. So we're only pre-qualified right now. Once we are officially recognized as a practitioner of this particular profession that we're in is when we're on a chariot. That's when the faith is finished, because we're seeing Yahweh Shai eye to eye, face to face. Just like it says in I'm just applying it because I said face to face, and it made me remind me of this. It says Ecclesiasticus of Sirach chapter 34:3 says the vision of dreams is a resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. And it kind of this verse is life. This physical planet that because there's three firmaments when you go into Genesis. And we're on one of the firmaments, Earth. Okay. This earthly vessel that we're in is, of course, it's just a vessel that's controlled by the spirit. That's why it's pivotal to feed your spirit things that are sufficient enough for it to continue to move forward and move on. So just to get to the point, Lord willing, we're a part of that number, and we do get deemed as an official practitioner of this profession when we're fully qualified, in a sense. We'll realize that this life that we're living was yet but a dream. But the likeness of it was as a face to a face. And when we're qualified, we're going to see the likeness of Yahweh Shai face to face. That's what I was trying to get at when I said face to face. It made me realize, remember this particular verse, chapter and verse. Okay, so the vision of dreams is a resemblance of one thing to another. When something's resembling something, the one thing it's resembling, how can I say this? It's almost like emulating something, but what you're emulating is the true thing. You see what I'm saying there? That's kind of what this is saying too. It's the same thing with our life. We're trying to put on as the elect. We're trying to resemble ourselves or emulate what an elect member would be conducting himself as, and we're trying to qualify as that. But the real thing is the elect, and we don't know if we're the elect. So we're currently in pre-qualification stages, prequal. All right, and in that last video that I did, I mentioned like when you're trying to buy a car. Usually when you try to buy a car, you just don't run to the dealership and be like, yeah, I want a car. They're going to be like, okay, are you pre-qualified to even come talk to me about this particular vehicle that you want? Did you even pre-qualify for this? And if you do pre-qualify and you didn't get pre-qualified for this vehicle, then I can't talk to you about this car. You can't obtain this vehicle. You need to get pre-qualified. Then we can talk to see if you fully qualify, if you're fully official. So currently we're in the pre-qual stages. Don't matter how long you've been in this truth. No one is on a chariot yet. You are still pre-qualified. Okay? So I'm going to read a quick script. Matthew, a classic one. Matthew 22:14. It says, "For many are called, but few are chosen." Many are called, few are chosen. Okay? So right now, we're called. So that's why there's a comma right there. Next. So right now, for many are called, we've been called. And that's called into being called into the circumcision, if you want to take it that way. You got these other camps out here. I'll name a few. ISUPK, IUIC, Sakari, all these things. Believe it or not, they were called. They know the truth. They know the name of the Lord. They know that they're Israelites. And there's many of us. GMS, we're called. These are what you consider alphabet groups. But the ones who are going to get chosen are the ones who are going to be in 100% truth and truly believe in this thing. All right? And takes it for what it is. Okay? Because you got a lot of individuals out there that don't take it for what it is. They take it and try to remix it and make it what it is for them. And that's not how it works. Okay? But few are chosen. That's going into the qualifying definitive measures that ultimately are going to be decided in the day of judgment when the fathership comes and starts beaming up the elect. Lord willing, we're a part of it. That's when you're qualified. When you're up in the chariot looking down through the glass with the fire, the fire on America, the lake of fire, you're qualified. If you're in that lake of fire, you might have been pre-qualified, but there was a few other requisites that you didn't qualify you. Therefore, you had to experience in your side of the judgment. You're qualified for the lake of fire. Oh, you can't have this particular salvation, but I can sell you this salvation. Because for Israelites, the lake of fire is a form of salvation for them. They just have to experience it in that manner. Straight up. You're qualified for the lake of fire. Okay, so qualified in the etymology to invest with, impart a certain quality to. Man. So some of you aren't, the Lord's not even invested in. And we don't know. That's the scary part. That's why the scriptures say put on as the elect. Okay? And do what the elect does. Because, bro, there's hella people walking on the earth that the Lord is not invested in. And a lot of them are of the circumcision. Just the Lord's not invested in you. It says attribute a quality to, make a certain quality. Of what sort? So what sort are you? Because the scriptures talk about how they're going to sift. All right? That phrase, the cream always rises to the top, cream of the crop. That comes from the Bible, man. The Lord's going to sift through. And the real ones are going to rise to the top. Okay? And that's the ones he invested in. Another good chapter or parable that's spoken by Yahushua when it comes to investment. And it's a good chapter to read to understand about money as well in your personal life. Is when he gave, I think it's Luke 19, maybe Luke, yeah. Let me see. Where it talks about the pounds. Okay. Where he talks about parable money usage. Hold on. Yeah, this Luke 19, where he speaks about how he gave each individual some pounds with money. Okay, he invested in these individuals. The Lord has invested in the elect, and we're just pre-qualified right now. We don't know who he's fully invested in. But let me say this, the Lord always sends messages, and you get a vague understanding of who he really did invest in. You know what I'm saying? But to be for sure is when the salvation comes. What salvation are you gonna get? That's who you're gonna really see who he's really invested in. All right, but you can really see throughout all the little alphabet camps that I mentioned who the Lord's truly invested in. You can see it, and that's not me being biased just because the title of my page has GMS in it. I had a filter. I remember when I lived up in DC, you know, I ran across the ISUPK camp. I stood outside that, listened a little bit. Then I ran across the GMS camp, and it stuck with me. I had to do sifting myself. I'm not being biased. I chose. I was like, which one makes sense? And GMS made sense. So really, you can see vaguely, and as you get more spiritual, it's going to become more concentrated who the Lord is invested in. And I'm going to keep it like that. And how you feel about it is just how you feel about it. You know? I think I want to get one more precept. Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. Salakian 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Let's go back to this word qualify, be entitled to a particular benefit or privilege by fulfilling a necessary condition. And this, what I just read, is a necessary condition. It says, for this is the duty of man. That's necessary condition for you to keep the commandments and to fear the Heavenly Father. Let's keep going again. Become officially recognized as a practitioner or of a particular profession or activity. Yahushua is qualified. How do we know he's qualified? Let's go to Hebrews, the 3rd chapter. All right. Hebrews 3:1. Wherefore, holy brethren, partakers. Okay. So it says officially recognize a practitioner of a particular profession or activity. So you are a partaker of a particular profession. So partakers, so pre-qualifiers of the heavenly calling. All right, let's look up partakers real quick in the Greek.
Strong's G 3353, metachas.
See, a sharing in. You're pre-qualified. You're sharing a bit of qualification. You see? Before you're really qualified. All right? You're pre-official. That's what pre-qualified is. You're not official yet. You're going through the stages of becoming qualified. So you're sharing a part in this profession that the person we're following is qualified in. So it says, partakers of the heavenly calling, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, Yahushua HaMashiach. Consider the apostle and high. So it's saying we are pre-qualified for this heavenly calling. Because like we read, the scriptures say in Matthew 22 and 14, for many are called. Many are called. A lot pick up that phone, a lot put down the phone. But the ones who pick up, okay, that was your you ready to start your pre-qualification? Prime example, I've been in the military. You go through basic training before you go to your technical school. And then after your technical school, you finally hit the real base that you're supposed to be assigned to. But if you fail basic training, you're out. you're not, or you get held back again for another week to finish it out, to get qualified, to go through another pre-qualification in your tech school. That's a little longer, actually. And then once you pass that, you could finally go to your first base. And then if you want to get into a few other things that your particular branch of service that you served in has, like prime example, so you could be a regular ass, I'm speaking Air Force because that's what I know. You could be a regular ass airman, call it a day. But then you have different type of special tiers within the Air Force that you can go for. EST, Raven, PJs, TACP, so on and so forth, which are your special operations. You know, you have to pre-qual for that. Go through their pre-qualifications to become what you want to be. It's the same thing with this. You want to be an elect? Okay. Let's go through the pre-qualification steps to see if you can even get pre-qualified to qualify to being an elect. That's what you want to be, right? So understand we're going through our pre-qual stages. Everything's a test. Okay? Everything's a test. But we are following the one who is qualified, which here in Hebrews 3:1, the apostle and high priest of our profession, the one that the profession we are partakers in, which is a sharing in, which is a pre-qualification in a sense. That's where we're at right now. That's why you always hear elder men in this truth say, the hard part hasn't even started yet. Because it hasn't. We're just going through pre-qual. Going back to the analogies of a car. When you're pre-qualified, really, that's the easiest part. Oh, I got pre-qualified. Okay. Now get to the hard part. Go to the dealership. Pick out the car you want. Take a tough pill to swallow, and the car that you wanted, you can't be qualified for, so you have to pick another choice. Damn, I really wanted that car though, but you can't get it. So you have two choices. Fall back or keep going and get the next car that you're qualified for. And then down payments. What is your credit looking like? You see what I'm saying? What is your interest rate going to be? Paperwork. All this shit. So the qualification part, that's where it gets hard. Right now, we're pre-qualified. All right? We're going through pre-qualifications of life. Then there's going to be, okay, you're qualified now that regular life has stopped. Jacob's trouble is here. So everything that you learn in regular life, let's apply certain those instances or hardships or good times too that you've been through, that you pre-qualified yourself to pass the life test. Now let's take that into Jacob's trouble, which is another pre-qualification stage, which is going to get you one step closer to being qualified onto the chariot. That's where we're at. Pre-qualified. Nobody's saved yet. Okay? For you Christians out there, nobody's saved. All right? So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And like I always say, repent, for Yahushua is coming back sooner than what me and you believed. All right, shalom.